Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss some basic questions on the topic integration by parts. So we are going to discuss 8 problems on integration by parts. Let's first go through the steps that we need to follow to solve the questions. So the step 1 says that whenever two functions are in multiplication, then most of the times we are supposed to solve the question by methods of by parts. Step 2 says that label the two functions as f1 and f2. It's really important to choose correct f1 and f2. You'll get to know about this later in the video. To choose f1, follow the ILATE rule. The ILATE rule is inverse, logarithmic, arithmetic, trigonometric, exponential. These are the most of the common type of functions that we see in most of the questions. So these are actually arranged in the order of preference that we need to give in f1. If a function contains inverse, then f1 should first be selected as an inverse function. The most preferred is inverse, then logarithmic, and so on. And to solve the questions, we need step 3, and this is the formula that we need to use to solve the questions. And the formula is easy. You need to memorize this formula. And now we are going to start with the first question. The first question says x sin x, integration of x sin x dx. Since both the functions are in multiplication, we know that x is an arithmetic function and sin x is a trigonometric functions, and in both in A and T the preference is given to the arithmetic function. So x is taken as f1 and sin x is taken as f2. Now we know this formula, and we are going to apply this straight. So we have it as f1 is written as it is, and then integration of sin x with respect to x, then differentiation of x with respect to x dot integration of sin x dx, then whole integration. Now solving this, we know that integration of sin x is minus cos x, and negative sign remains here, and differentiation of x with respect to x is 1 dot integration of sin x is minus cos x dx. Now we get minus x cos x, and negative sign both gets cancelled, so we have now x cos x dx. Now the integration of cos x is known by us. It is positive sin x plus c, the constant of integration. We are done with the first question. This is the answer. These are real basic of the questions, but we are gonna do them so that we have a proper understanding of the concept. So now the second question says x sin 3x. This is very similar to the first question that we did, x sin 3x. Again, both the functions are in multiplication, and x is an arithmetic function, so it should be given the choice first, and since this is trigonometric, so this should get second choice. Now we know the formula, so I'm gonna straight away apply the formula. We have x integration of sin 3x dx minus integration of, now differentiation of x with respect to x dot integration of sin 3x and whole integration. So x and sin 3x integration, as we did earlier, cos 3x by 3 minus integration, differentiation of x with respect to x is 1 dot integration of sin 3x is negative cos 3x by 3 dx. Now we have it as minus x by 3 cos 3x, and minus cancelled, so plus integration of cos 3x by 3 dx. Since 3 is a constant here, so we can take it common and we can write it as 1 by 3. And now we are here, like we need to write like this. Integration of cos x is positive sin 3x by 3 plus c is the constant of integration. So the final answer is minus 3 cos 3x plus 1 by 9 sin 3x plus c. So this is the final answer. Second question is also done. Now we are heading to the third question. Third question is x square e to the power x. X square e to the power x, integration with respect to x. Now e to the power x is the exponential function. Exponential is given the last preference, so the other function has to be f1. Now since this is arithmetic and this is exponential, we take this as f2. Now again straight away applying the formula, we have x square integration of e to the power x dx minus integration of dx square upon dx dot integration e to the power x dx, now whole integration. Now we have it as x square, and the integration of e to the power x is e to the power x minus differentiation of x square is 2x dot integration of e to the power x is e to the power x dx. This is what we are left with. Now 2 is a constant, so we can take it out of the integration sign. We have it like this. Now the problem arises that we don't know the integration of x dot e to the power x. If you observe it carefully, you will again notice that this is again need to be solved by the by parts only. So now we need to leave this part over here and we need to take it as equation 1. Now x e to the power x is another question, so we have a question within a question. Now we have x into e to the power x dx. Now we need to again solve this first, so taking this as f1 and this is f2. So these questions are very interesting because we have a question within a question, and this can move on forever. Like if we have x to the power n, then this can move on forever, and so we need to solve this again. So we need the formula again, so I'm directly gonna apply the formula e to the power x dx minus differentiation of x upon dx dot integration of e to the power x dx whole integration. So now what we are left with is now e to the power x integration is e to the power x only, minus differentiation of x is 1 dot e to the power x dx. Now we are at a much simpler step, 1 dot e to the power x, so this is very simple, x e to the power x minus e to the power x plus c. So now we are here with the answer of this question, but we need to find the answer of this question. So we need to put the value of this, as we have solved that the integration of x dot e to the power x dx is x e to the power x minus e to the power x plus c. So now we need to put this in equation 1 to arrive to the final answer. So we have x square e to the power x, I'm going to write down the first equation as it is, minus 2. Now since we have integrated this, so we need to write down this as it is, x e to the power x minus e to the power x plus c. Since c is a constant, we can take it out of the bracket and no need to multiply 2 with it since it's an unknown constant. So we have x square e to the power x minus 2x e to the power x plus 2 e to the power x plus c. So this is the answer to the question 4. And now we need to move further. So now we need to do question number 4, where x log x. So question number 4 is x log x. So now logarithmic isolate, if you write it here, we have L as logarithmic and A as exponential, as arithmetic. So this is f2 in this case and this is f1. We need to choose according to the preference. So it varies in each and every question. So we now directly apply the formula log x integration of x dx minus integration of differentiation of log x with respect to x dot integration of x dx. At first it seems to be a bit complicated, but when you practice you'll get used to this and you'll solve it very easily then. So differentiation of log x is 1 by x dot integration of x is x square by 2 dx. So we can cut x from x square and now we're left with minus integration of x upon 2 dx. Since 2 is a constant here, so we can take it out of the integration sign and we are left with this. Now we have to solve like this. So integration of x, as we did, x square by 2 plus c. So now the final answer is log x dot x square by 2 minus x square by 4 plus c. Friends, this is the answer of the fourth question. Now we need to find the fifth question, x log 2x. So this is real similar to the fourth question as we did. So the question is x log 2x. So this is the logarithmic function and this is the arithmetic function. So if we were to write isolate over here, we know that L over here is logarithmic and A is arithmetic. Now logarithmic has more preference than the arithmetic function, so we write f1 over here and f2 over here. Now directly applying the formula, we know that log 2x integration of x dx minus integration of differentiation of log 2x upon dx dot integration of x dx. Now applying the formula, now solving this further, we know that integration of x is x square by 2, negative of integration of, now differentiation of log 2x is actually 1 by 2x dot 2. Applying chain rule over here, we know that this should be solved to this. Integration of x is x square by 2 x dx. Now the x get cancelled over here, 2 also gets cancelled, so now we are left with log 2x dot x square by 2 minus integration of x by 2 dx. So since 2 is a constant over here, we take it out of the integration sign and we have it like this, log 2x dot x square by 2 minus 1 by 2 x square by 2, integration of x is x square by 2 plus c, the constant of integration. So now the final answer that we have is x square by 2 log 2x minus x square by 4 plus c. Now we are going to do the sixth question next. So the sixth question is here, x square log x. So sixth question is very similar to the fifth question that we did, x square log x dx. Now this is going to be the first function again, logarithmic function, the first function more preferred. Now we are to apply the formula over here, log x integration of x square with respect to x minus integration of differentiation of log x with respect to x and multiply by integration of x square dx, again integration. So log x remains log x dot x cube by 3 minus, now differentiation of log x is 1 by x dot integration of x is x cube by 3 dx. So this gets 2. So log x dot x cube by 3 minus x square by 3 dx. Now since 3 is a constant over here, so we take it out of the integration sign and we have it as 1 by 3. Now log x dot x cube by 3 minus 1 by 3 dot x cube by 3 plus c, the constant of integration. And now x cube by 3 log x minus x cube by 9 plus c. This is the answer of the sixth question. Now let's get back to the seventh question, x into sine inverse x. This is a very good question, x into sine inverse x. So the last two questions are a bit out of your league. Now the question is x into sine inverse x. So these questions are the questions that a child needs to ask the teacher first, and then because these questions are pretty hard to do the first time, and if you did it, then congratulations, you are among the 10% of the students who did this question in the first go. So since this is an inverse function, isolate inverse. Since sine inverse x is an inverse function, so we take it as f1 and this is f2. Now applying the formula, sine inverse x integration of x dx minus integration of differentiation of sine inverse x upon dx dot integration of x dx whole dx. Now sine inverse x remains as it is, x square by 2 integration of x is x square by 2. Now differentiation of sine x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dot integration of x is x square by 2 dx. Now the problem gets tough over here. To solve this integration problem, we are supposed to, so let me just further simplify this for you. So we get minus half, since 2 is a constant here, so we can take it out of the integration sign, and we get x square upon under root 1 minus x square. Now we can move this negative sign inward, and so we get sine inverse x multiplied by x by 2 plus 1 by 2. Now minus x square plus 1 minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So this is a trick to solve these kind of questions. Just follow this trick and you will get all of them solved. So now we separate these like this and this. So we get 1 minus x square upon under root 1 minus x square minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So we have now two terms. So we have actually converted this numerator upon denominator function into two forms, into two separate functions. And now we have this term as it is and 1 by 2. Now since these are two the similar terms, so we can cancel them and we get a root sign at the top. So let me just write this in the step ahead, 1 minus x square minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx. Now now this term remains the same, not gonna copy that again for you, and we have 1 by 2. Now since both the terms have a negative sign in between and are two separate terms, so we can separate them, and we have this in a function, this in a bracket, and then dx minus another integration sign and this thing. Now this term as it is plus 1 by 2. Now integration of under root 1 minus x square. This is a very famous form and we know it to be 1 minus x square integration is equals to x by 2 under root 1 minus x square plus 1 by 2 sine inverse x. So this is the formula you need to know to solve this question. So now we are just gonna apply this formula here, and we get plus 1 by 2 x by 2 under root 1 minus x square sine inverse x, this thing copied down, and integration of under root 1 minus x square, which is sine inverse x. Now so I'm just gonna write what's ahead of this, x square by 2 sine inverse x plus, since this term was I have written this term as it is, and now we are left with this. So actually we've integrated all the things. Now just we need to simplify all the things that we get, and so we have x by 4 under root 1 minus x square plus 1 by 4 sine inverse x minus 1 by 2 sine inverse x. So actually sine inverse x, sine inverse x, and sine inverse x, taking all of the terms common, we have x square by 2 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 plus x by 4 under root 1 minus x square plus c. Now further solving this, we get Sine inverse x square by 2 minus 1 by 4 plus x by 4 under root 1 minus x square plus c. Now just a bit further solving, we have sine inverse x 2x square minus 1 upon 4 plus x by 4 root 1 minus x square plus c. So this is the final answer of our sixth part. Now just the final question left. We have final question says x tan inverse x. So this is also pretty much similar with the form we did in this question. So we have x tan inverse x dx integration. So again this is going to be our first function. Eilert rule, following the Eilert rule, we have this as the first function and this as the second function. So now again applying the rule, we have, now we need to do like this, dx minus integration of differentiation of tan inverse x dx into integration of x dx. Tan inverse x multiplied by x square by 2 minus integration of 1 upon x square plus 1 dot x square dx. X square by 2 tan inverse x minus x square upon x square plus 1 dx. Now this is very much similar to the form we did over here, the form we used to solve this type of question, adding 1 and subtracting 1. Similarly we are gonna add 1 here and subtract 1 over here. So we have x square by 2 tan inverse x minus 1. Separating these things out, we have 1 minus 1 upon x square plus 1 dx. Now again we have two terms separated. We have actually converted this thing into two terms separated by a negative sign. So we have x square by 2 tan inverse x minus integration of 1 dx plus integration of 1 upon x square plus 1 dx. So we have x square by 2 tan inverse x minus x plus this form we know this is tan inverse x plus c, and there's a mistake in this thing. Yeah, there was a 2 over here, so we can say that a minus 1 and 2 was here, so we just missed out the 2. I'm just gonna add the 1 by 2 everywhere. We have, so yeah, this is the correct answer to our problem. Tan inverse x minus half x minus tan inverse x plus c. This is the answer of our last question. Thank you for watching.